Okay, today we're going to do Hanoi Rock's Underwater World. I've got my trusty 5-watt. So you got the two guitars, you got Andy McCoy aka Anti Hulko, and you got John Marcus playing the rhythm. So that we're going to try and put the two of them into one. So that there's a lot of moving parts, as in the verse and all, they're all repeated, but there's different fills that are thrown in. The trick is just trying to remember the fills. So the intro goes like this. Okay, so the intro slowed down is on your D string, it's 2, open on the G, open on the B, and 3rd on the B. And just the same in reverse, 3 on the B, open on the B, 2 in the G, open on the G, 2 in the D. And I play that twice. Then it's a slide on the B string from the 3rd fret up to the 13th fret. Pick it again. Then a double stop on the 12th on the G and the B. Hit that, strum that up and down 3 times. Double stop, move them to the 12th on the E and the B. So that's. Then you come down, open twice on the D, and again. Then you go up to the B string on the, you're going to hammer pull off from the 7th to the 9th. Just getting louder as you're hammering. Then play the open 4 times on the D. So that's all those parts for the opening section before the rhythm guitars kicks in. So again. Okay. So next we have the verse. The verse again, it's repeated throughout the song, and it's got little subtle differences each time it's played, but it basically goes like this. Okay, so starting off, that's E to basically a D fifth A, which is open A and D. 2 times open on the E to a D, 2 times open on the E to the E twice. So that's slide down, twice E, D fifth open A. So then you come up to an E, basically an E sus 4, which is you're barring the 7th fret on A, D and G. So and you're just going to treble pick the 7th on the A, slide down. So that's the premise of it. There's slight variations on each part, but we'll just play that bit again. Second time around, it starts like this, as normal. You go up to the D, but you hammer from the 5th to the 7th on the A, 5th, 4th on the A, down to the 7th on the E, then back down to E twice to the D 5th A to E. Repeat the first one. This time. Instead of doing a treble on the 7th, we're just going to do a treble on the open E. So that's. And then next time around, just like the first one. Then you're going into basically the intro chorus that we had. Then you're back into the verse again. So that little section after the verse is basically what you done in the intro. Reach and bend the 2nd fret on the E. Just bend it, keeping everything ringing out. Treble and open E. Then pinch harmonic on the 2nd fret on the D. Then open E. And that brings you back into the verse, which is. Treble E. So the exit on that time was down to the 3rd on the E, to the 2nd on the D pinch harmonic. Okay, coming out of the verse the 2nd time, it brings on to this little phrase. So that phrase just after the verse is basically 2 open A's, 12 on, and give it a bit of a vibrato on the G, 2 open A's to 14 on the D, 2 open A's, 12 on the G to 12 on the D. So that bit is back to 12 on the G, 14 on the D, then it's twice and slide up on the D and the G up from the 12 to the 14. Then can I repeat that again? You're chromatically going down to the open A, 14, 15, 10, 9, 12 on the G, and 10 on the E. You're just going to slide down and play that intro sort of lick. Open E 3 times, and then it's a slide down. So the first time into the chorus, it's So that's basically a C without playing the first on the B string. So it's third on the A, second on the D, and open G. You're just going to strum these. D, G, A, repeat that. And then you're going to play that C. Then you're going to go from the third, second, open on the A to an F, an FA basically, open A to a third on the D, to a C, to basically it's open G, open D and open G, and that's basically a G again. So that's. And then finally that ends with twice on the G, sliding from the second on G to the fourth on the G, then to third on the B. And then finally you end out of a slide. Then that'll bring you into the next section, which is so this is really the pre-solo, sort of build up to solo. So once you come out of the chorus, you go up to the 12th fret and you're going to pick the E and the B on the 12th fret. Open G, and you're going to double stop bend on the G and the B on the 2nd fret. Then a trill, open on the G, hammer on, pull off to the 2nd. Slide up from the 5th to the 7th on the A. Back up to the 12th, E and B. You're only going to play this about 3 times. Up to the 15th fret once. 17th fret once. Bend the 2nd fret, G and the B. The hammer on, pull off, thrill on the open to the 2nd on the G. Slide up from the 5th to the 7th on the A, down to the 3rd on the E. So that's basically and that leads us into the solo. Okay, so coming out of the, we go to the first on the B, to the 2nd on the G, and give it a bit of a vibrato. Then open on the G, then pull off from the 2nd to open on the D. Third on the A, open on the D, third on the A, open on the A. And just, if you have a whammy bar, just give it a slight bend. Slide up on the A string, go for 3rd, 5th on the E, 3rd, 5th on the A, bend. Back to the, on the 5th, sorry, on the A string, back to the 3rd, back to twice on the 5th on the B and bend. 2 open strings, E and B, bend the 15th B, back down to 12, sorry, bend 15 on the E, back down to 15 on the E, 14 on the B, 12 on the B to 14 on the G. So that's then it's open D and G, then hammer on the first fret to the second fret, hitting it twice on the G, then back to A, sorry, back to the first fret, to the second fret, slide up to the third, and you're just keeping it all the way up to the 15th fret. When you get to the 15th fret on the G, go to the 12th on the B, 15 on the G, 12 on the B to 13 on the B. You're going to grab the 15 on the B and 14 on the E and just treble. Okay, so it's kind of repeated a lot here. So the pre-chorus, that time we're playing the start like we did in the intro. 4 times on open E. Then we're going to go double stop on the 7th on the G and the B, to 9 and 8 on the G and the B, treble pick that, to double stop on the 8 on the B, on the B and E, to 7 on the E and 8 on the B and treble pick that. So that's okay, so that kind of leads us now onto the outro section. Basically it's got this sort of fill-in again. That's played 4 times, and that's your E to your D to E. What you're doing is on the B on the 12th and 10 on the E, you're bending up the B. You're doing that 4 times. So that's your E down your E sus4, which is your bar at the 7th fret on the A, D and G. So that's done 4 times. That brings you back into the chorus. This time when you come out of the chorus, you're going to go. Right, so that little lick that we played is the 3rd to the 5th on the E, slide up to the 7th, 5th to the 7th on the A, 5th to the 7th on the D, slide up to the 7th, grab the 7th on the G, and you're basically going to walk that back down again. So coming down, it's G on the 7th, 9th on the D, slide down to 7th on the D, to the 5th on the D, to the 7th on the A. Then it's the 3rd, 2nd on the E string. And again that brings you back into. And that lick's played 4 times as well. So that's, as you played at the start, then it's E, and then you're going to play like an open strings. It's open E, open A, open D. So that's E, open, then This little riff is E to third on the E, open A, back to E. And that's played 4 times. We finally end off by playing this. So that's basically on the second fret on the D twice, open G to second on the G, and then back to second twice on the D to open D to open A. So that's back again to the second on the D to open G to G, and then it's open D. Open D, just hammer on to the second D. So that's, you repeat that 4 times. And then finally it just goes up like an octave, and you're basically going on the 5th on your G, repeating the same sort of pattern. 5th on the G to 3rd, 4th on the G to 3rd, on the B to the 5th on the B. Back to twice on the 4th fret on the G to second on the G, second on the G to third on the B, and then finally it's so it ends up with twice on the G, open B, hammer on to the third, then it's an E chord. So that's and that's Hanoi Rocks on the Water World.